Welcome back to the Xfinity Analyst Desk in the second quarterfinal of the ESL Pro League Season 5 LAN Finals. Team Liquid taking on EnVyUs down one map. They lose Cobble 16-14. A heartbreaker. You could almost say it harkens back to some of that Liquid choking that we've seen in the past. But now they have to bounce back. Now it's Train that we're going up against. And Sixer was the most impactful opera in the previous map.
Yeah, and he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him on this map as well, because he plays towards that Ivy area. So obviously he needs to worry about Ivy, where teams like to put a lot of pressure, but also he has to provide help to his teammates if the T's start coming out of T mid and Pop Dog. He has those long range battles to take care of.
He's not on his own, you know, whereas these Liquid guys only are really going to have JDM on the ult. We did see Stan try and pick it up. I hope we don't see that again. But Happy can ult, you know, and he right. usually uses it towards that inner bomb site, so it's not like Sixer ever has to cheat over there, or if they need it, he can just stay in their outer yard and try and be as effective as possible there. One of the things which I noticed during the regular season was when Envy do their inside takes, RPK at high ramp is almost unstoppable. He pushes out through their own smokes and stuff and just constantly duels the players coming out of connector, and 9 times out of 10 he's successful. That's something that Liquid are going to have to look to stop. We did see the inside executes as well, with XMS having a lot of success once they get pushed up into the yard and they're really just locking down that site.
I mean, so we saw a great T side out of Liquid on Cobble. We were expecting to see something very similar on Train. I mean, some very innovative, maybe not innovative, but some things you don't normally see out of teams from the NA region, a very tactical approach to it. Is Train going to be another one of those?
The word he's looking for is discipline, and we did see a lot of that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do the same thing on Train. I think they can get exploited a lot more. Why are we laughing? It's true.
Yeah, I don't think they have as much depth on Train as they do on Cobble, so things have to go their way from the start, right? They need that pistol round and to have control of the economy, I feel like, because if that doesn't happen, they don't have like a plan C or a plan D in their playbook. And I think they need to be more aggressive on the CT side. I was saying how, you know, that's something they're good at on Cobble, all things considering, but we didn't really see it all that much. And we saw from EnVyUs yesterday how they can be very good on the T side when teams give them space when they play passive on the CT side. So that's something the Liquid needs to pick up on.
Yeah, you can't really just use a routine like you can on the Cobble T side to take territory. It just flashes and Molotovs to push the CTs back. It's not as easy on this map, right? Because they tend to be a lot more aggressive or can sneak in front of your wave of utility. Like at Ivy, if you want to like smoke and Molotov off and he's playing in that cubby, he can push up behind the server and, you know, get a pop flash for a teammate or flash for himself and be aggressive and ruin your plans. Whereas on Cobble, the one thing that Liquid did really well was staying alive and having a lot of players left for late round executes or late round explosions. And I don't see that happening here on Train. They were also manhandled by Na'Vi earlier in the tournament. I think it was 16-4. So
there's also 0 rounds on their T side.
Yeah, tough task ahead for them. They won the I think they won the CT pistol and then just immediately got ecoed, right? So they have issues on this map.
That doesn't bode well for this kind of a matchup. So one other thing we could touch on with Train specifically is it just seems like actually at the moment that ladder room just isn't something that can really be controlled by the CT, or I mean by the T side. It seems very, very difficult. We'll have to see how both of these teams actually approach that, because actually the players are ready to go live. We're getting into it now, and we're going to see if Envy can eliminate Team Liquid from the tournament. Your casters are blue and dazed.
All right, thank you very much, Moses. Train is the second map in this set, of course, and we did just see EnVyUs taking control, so they have a chance to end it all right here and send themselves into the arena and into the semifinals. Days, will they do it here, or are we going to end up on a third map?
From what we saw of them, of both teams playing Train earlier, I mean, I give a big edge to EnVyUs. EnVyUs looked great, especially in those overtimes when they had those fully bought rounds against SK and Fnatic during the sorry. Wait, what am I saying? Yeah. during the overtime period. Yeah.
I'll just go with
I am right there. Okay, yeah. No, they looked really good, right?
Yeah.
And Liquid, on the other hand, when we watched them play against Na'Vi, I believe it was, they looked terrible. So all things are pointing to Liquid, you know, being the favorite here on Train.
Well, we'll have to see. And of course, the players are playing on Intel Core i7 processors. But let's jump into the pistol round and see how Team EnVyUs are going to be able to fare. Starting off on T side, they'll push forward, but there is an early flank already lined up for Team Liquid. They've got a 2-man stack. You can see the silhouette of it right there from JDM's perspective down at the bottom of the ladder, and they can pinch on this really quickly. JDM, unfortunately, has himself bested at the start of this round, though, by Scream, and that will give EnVyUs a little bit of a slight start here. EnVyUs are smart, though. They're already paying attention to this possible flank. RPK goes back to watch for it, and, oh, okay, I thought he was going to jump down for a second, but Stays up on top, just making a little bit of noise to see if he can bait the players into going in, but they're actually going to jump down. 2 of them, in fact, move back in, but this is a huge mistake because they're waiting down here. He's trying to play it around the ladder, and actually, XMS gets the kill on the Nitro as he falls back outside. So somehow, EnVyUs make that work, and now they're pushing out. Just 2 men left alive. Scratch that one as Happy eliminates Twist. Stanislaw is going to end up falling back, it seems. He does actually have a kit and smoke, so maybe something to carry through into the next round, but ultimately might end up just brawling out with it and giving EnVyUs the first round to start off here in this half.
That was sick by Scream. That was awesome.
Stanislaw gets taken out pretty quickly when he finally does peek his head through Z there. And Scream gonna knock him out of the round. So indeed, EnVyUs will claim the pistol, pushing themselves ahead and getting that nice early lead to work with. Last time, Liquid actually bought pretty lightly into the second round, so we'll see if they'll follow through on that decision from map to map or if they're gonna go for a more aggressive buy this time. And it does seem that they choose the latter option.
Yeah, I mean, Scream there wasn't even concerned about getting the kill. He just wanted to make him waste ammo, essentially, right? And just try to make sure he doesn't get headshot. And XMS is running out team mid. Happy already has the lurk at Ivy ready to go. He's in back lanes. Guy runs out of ladder. XMS just shoots him in the back of the head. That was really cool.
Scream with a great movement there to keep himself alive for that was almost like 5 full seconds. He was able to delay himself dying there. So
Scream's playing so well this best of 3 so far. I mean, those are the type of plays where, like, he didn't even get the frag, right?
No,
but it helped him win the round so much. I mean, if that guy kills him and stays alive in ladder, it's not looking good, man. If he would have just went down there and went for a straight gun battle.
But he delayed for that much time and then gave his opponents the time to be able to pick it up. There's a good setup by the CTs on this inner bomb site, but unfortunately, very poor execution. You can see they dinked quite a few of them, but have only been able to translate 1 kill so far. And now RPK moving in from the top side, and XMS down below will pretty much mop this one up. They'll lose RPK along the way. However, again, keep in mind, this is a force bite. So we do expect a few losses to roll back in. Twist, though, has pretty much been cornered, and there is no real safe route for him to get back out into the open and fight this. Even he's backing up further away towards CT now, as he looks to carry through with the Deagle and armor, at least for the next round, so they can have a little bit of extra firepower going into it. But EnVyUs are going to be picking up a second. They won't get eco upset here.
Yeah, Liquid had a good stack. I mean, basically all 5 of them were towards inside. Just unfortunately for them, not able to get the initial frags. XMS just goes down there, gets those 2 quick ones, and at that point, everybody just in the back lanes. Twist not even able to get XMS there. Not realizing how low he was. I'm sure he was probably going for a headshot at those first couple bullets. So, should be another easy one for EnVyUs here, going against these 5 USPs.
Yeah, Liquid going to be pretty light bought now. They did force into the last round.
I mean, that was a bit of a choke, though, by Liquid on Cobble. Because, you know, if you look at how they were set up really well. You know, a lot of the times, just the A-hold was just, they couldn't get any kills. Stanislaw especially, he just almost never got a kill there.
They just got entry up by Scream so many times.
But Nitro a couple times punished him through the smoke and whatnot. Just...
Yeah, they had the perfect setup. Like in a lot of the rounds, it was just so hit or miss on from round to round there.
Yeah.
So it ended up costing them far too many rounds, and they eventually lost that huge lead that they had right at the start of the half. They were up 11-4, which is like the most surprising thing, is that seemed to go away because that second half just went on for so long. Because they had to run that huge comeback and then battle back and forth for like 4 or 5 rounds before they finally won the map.
But that's why I think it is like a bit of a choke, right? Because you're all in good spots. You have 3 players a day when they're hitting it. Scream's just running out and just entering everybody, and then Sixer's just hitting great op shots, right? But you can't say like you're not in bad spots.
The leads with a good hold initially as he is able to pick up a kill, and XMS can't translate that into more than 1. He does do damage to the other 2 that push their way in, but now this is fast control being taken by EnVyUs as they move in. Scream once again finding a pickup here, but traded out a moment later by JDM, and he not only gets RPK, he's also able to push forward and take down Happy as well. And with that, well, Stanislaw is going to back himself into a kill as he finds Scream moving out of the smoke. First round goes onto the board for Team Liquid there in the first gun round.
Nice shots by JDM, especially that player on top of Blue. That's actually a pretty difficult shot to hit when you're Hell. Just from that angle, you know, that T able to look left and right. He's at a headshot angle, hits a nice shot there. He's almost always going to be opping around back Blue. Does a really good job at that area. Scream comes out, he gets those 2 entries, but, you know, JDM holds strong at the site.
And EnVyUs buying into this next round here. they will end up with a bit of a peculiar buy, because I think they either forgot about RPK or there was a miscommunication. So he only ends up with a P250. Dies first anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. Well, the utility just basically gets dropped to the ground, and all perfect pop flash from Liquid as he moves out. Is able to punish XMS and finds the location of another one. Not going to be too keen on pushing out to challenge him directly in a one-on-one, as it is Scream. But happy with the extra kill, and then just smoking it back off. Twist will fall away and defend this area of the map solo now so that Nitro can focus on the short lane push.
Yeah, JDM entries at upper, just pushes up inside, gets that kill. He was successful against Navi. That was the one bright spot that Liquid, you know, had. Was when he was getting aggro. He was doing good work. Nothing else was working very well, but.
So, Scream still looking for options to get himself into this site. Has the bomb in hand as well, so he needs to make sure that he stays alive. But he's smoked out from both sides. There's not really any clean angle with which he can actually push him through Ivy. And I think Liquid's overestimating the amount of pressure that's going to swing itself towards Ivy a little bit here. They have a lot of focus on it. In fact, they even move Nitro back to defend it. So JDM and Nitro still going to be able to pick up those final couple of kills, though, and Twist with the last one cleans it up. A nice, solid round for Liquid. No one really even taking any damage. I think Twist took like 10 or 15 HP off of him, but that was about it. As they walk through that round easily and are now going to force EnVyUs onto a save.
Yeah, perfect start really for them to kind of stabilize here, but EnVyUs very aggressive with their buys right now. Tech9 armors up. Sixer kind of saving, making sure you can get an op for when they go towards that gun round if they do lose this round.
Very fast through the white halls too. Everybody just rolling up to the start of the box rooms to see if they can pick up a first kill here, since Liquid was getting aggressive upon it last time. It's a whole different ball game on this round, however. Team Liquid are playing very far back in the B-bomb site. Only just now kind of moving Stanislaw into position back by Tanker, and they've got JDM watching from outside of the Z flank. They have a Liege that can quickly rotate in on like a 2-second notice. You can see that now. He's moving in now. The T's went for their smokes. JDM gets hit partially by a flashbang, and with that, still while blind, he's able to take down XMS. 2 more pickups for them at the hands of a Liege. Scream trading out 1 kill so far. RPK trying to tap away with that P250, but just can't get anything done. And the round overall is a wash, as Liquid is going to tie things up at 3-all now.
Just perfect hold. Going to put EnVyUs on an eco, I'd imagine. They still get, see how much they invest here. XMS gets half armor P250. They got the Eagle in play. Just ridiculously fast rotate though. And the perfect setup for what they're going against, right? It's like the whole idea of EnVyUs strat there is just getting deep with Tech9s. They're going to push up. They're going to try to get close.
Hello.
That's not a smart play, JDM. It's not intelligent.
JDM just walks into a full 4-man stack from EnVyUs. And he'll give that op away pretty quickly, unfortunately. Don't think he was expecting to find that many players waiting outside. Happy with another chance to pick up 2 as Elige does not check that left corner. And even tagging another one as he walks back inside of T-Con. Great start to this round from EnVyUs, as they have a real potential to possibly upset here. As Happy's got the M4 in hand now too, so they've even got that little bonus. How are they actually going to translate this into a round they can win out here by pushing it into a site, however, is going to be the big question, as they're all now stacked up in the white halls, trying to push their way through to the back of the B-bomb site. At the moment, you still only have Stanislaw to defend it, but Stanislaw has been really good, even looking back to their match versus Navi yesterday, which was a pretty bad match for Liquid overall, but Stanislaw had a few bright spots in defending this inner bomb site and his ability to hold it off, and at the very least, if not pick up a huge amount of kills, delay the inevitable so that his teammates could rotate back in, and that's exactly what they need here. Stanislaw goes peeking into it, and Sixer not even paying attention. Down goes that recovered up. A great trade from Scream, though, instantly deleting Stanislaw with the Deagle as he picks up the headshot. Nitro now going to move back in. That's RPK down to the ground. Brings it back down to a 2v3 situation. They still have a lot more ground to recover, not a lot of time to do it, but there's a good flash. Gives Nitro a few extra seconds of freedom here to push forward, and the molly on upper. Hopefully prevent XMS from pushing back in, as he's got the op on upper. Twist gonna walk right up, find Scream overwhelming him, and now the last 2 are stuck inside of upper, where Nitro can just easily hold this one off. There's one pickup from him. They're jumping onto the bomb. He tries to stop the diffuser, but not gonna happen. Nitro picks up both those final kills and ends up with a 3-kill on the round, and Liquid recover and take the lead.
Fantastic retake there by Liquid. In that 3v5, ended up in a 2v4, but the Molotov really worked against EnVyUs. They threw it towards Z. They thought that that Molotov would stop the rotate, and then RPK pushes all the way up oil and dies because they figured the rotate would be more delayed than it was because of that Molotov. And then they also don't have Molotov for the post plant. So that was a big decision to throw that Molotov Z and really worked against them.
Still ends up with a full buy for EnVyUs. Mind you, that round going into the chaos that it does, basically just a few upgraded pistols are all they really bring to the table that time. So now they're full bought. That power is going to come back into the fray, hopefully to stop Team Liquid from shooting ahead here on the CT side, as they're going to be upgrading themselves there over on the defense. They have double ops to work with. Stanislaw getting the second, still playing solo inner. JDM having his chance to shine right now, but he overpeaks, and that leaves him open for a trade from Happy after he finds the first kill on XMS. Ivy control is theirs if they want it, but they still have to challenge multiple players on the outside. As you can see, they're working towards it now with mollies and whatnot in the way. There's a whole lot of obstacles that they have to deal with, but Sixer, thankfully for EnVyUs, deals with one of them now. The elimination of Nitro, who's been the big player so far. Lige, next up to bat here, does find himself one for free by playing next to his teammate, but he's going to be overwhelmed very quickly if he's not careful. Thankfully, Twist moving in, picks up an additional kill, but he can't hold when he's finally challenged out by RPK, and then RPK follows it through with an additional find against Twist. This has left Stanislaw alone to clutch this. Does have an opponent sitting directly next to him here, but the flash right into his face.
What a flashbang.
Nobody pushes it, though, as I don't think they fully know he's here just yet. They're going to go for the plant. This is where he can actually find the kill. There's the no-scope from Stan, and he already has his last opponent low. In fact, I think he could have just seen him if he realized it, but he didn't spot it. So RPK is going to waltz out and find the headshot to close out on the round.
That round was absurd by RPK. That was so sick. Those kills he got were huge. Also, a very underrated kill that happened was Sixer goes team mid. Nitro is completely set up and just ops him. And that actually opened up so much space because then Lige has to kill him, and it gave away Lige's spot, which even allowed RPK to get that trade when RPK killed him and then just whips his crosser over to, I guess, somebody at post and gets that kill as well. And then he moves towards Ivy when Stan thinks he's stuck in health. That was awesome by RPK.
It was after Stan got hit by that flash, too. So, nicely done. I'm pretty sure that was RPK that threw that flash out.
Yeah, it was.
So EnVyUs back into possible control if they can follow through and close out here on the 9th round. Liquid's still buying into it, but you can already see symptoms of their money dwindling out here. The utility not going to be all that great, and they have pretty much emptied out everything with about $700 left over for the entire team to play with after everything is said and done. Lacking utility after they have used a lot of their smokes. They only have one remaining sitting on JDM over towards the A bomb site. Stanislaw getting a little bit more aggressive this time, too, to act as an early warning if it's needed, and possibly an early flank, too, on ramp. And that's exactly what he's going to become, as he's already pushed his way up to the top of the ramp. He may find himself challenging RPK in a little bit here. For the rest of EnVyUs, though, they are getting ready for another heavy Ivy push. 3 players are going to be working their way out through this avenue this time, and Twist doesn't even know where to look. XMS just destroys him on the way in. Now JDM has to stop this, working with a Legion. They do great work, getting 3 kills. Sixer still trying to get himself fully into the open from T-Con, but fails to estimate for the flank, working its way into the ladder room. That's where Stanislaw comes into the play, shutting out Sixer, and Happy, while he'll attempt the 1v2 clutch, he won't be too successful upon it, and Lige will shut out the round, giving control back to Liquid.
Yeah, nice shots by JDM. Middle bomb train. He knows he doesn't have to worry about anybody coming up to his side because of a player in E-Box. Those 2 kills were very, very big.
So, now for EnVyUs, they're going to end up back down onto another just half-buy round. They were able to do decent work, however, if you remember the last ones, you may not necessarily want to count them out of the running to be able to clutch this just yet. And once again, they'll pretty much repeat the same steps that they did in their last half-buy too, putting everyone over here towards Ivy. Maybe catching one player pushing out, although I don't think JDM's going to repeat that same feat. He's playing to a much different position at this point in the half, way over there towards the edge of Z. Good molly placement, but really good flash from the tease is going to send Twist barreling back. He's given time to recover, and he gets the bomb onto the ground, which is great for him, great for Liquid, and Lige even picking up a second kill against RPK. Pretty much has already ended this round now. The last 3 are going to do really sneaky if they want to attempt to recover, as Twist is still fully posted up, watching. In the event anyone from EnVyUs tries to move in to recover that bomb here. The only real benefit that EnVyUs has going in their favor is the remaining time on the clock. But Scream is still going to look for options here. I think it's boosted up on top of the boxes. It's just that not a whole lot is being presented to him. Liquid's allowed to control the left side of this short lane, but that's pretty much it. And the moment they step into sandwich, Elige shuts both of them down. Great find from XMS as he deletes Elige. He's got a lot more to find, though. In fact, 4 more kills. Just lost another like 30 HP from that grenade. So there's little to work with. Tags 1 more, but does fall to Stanislaw, as Liquid is going to take a 2-round lead here.
Yeah, and after the pistol and the following anti-eco rounds, I mean, EnVyUs only picked up 1 round here. 1 out of 7, so Liquid having a good CT side when they actually do have the guns to back it up.
Pause, I believe, is going to be called by EnVyUs now, since they are falling behind. Money's at a very divisive point here where they probably aren't going to be able to afford a full buy, so we'll end up in a half-purchase situation again. And just needing to reevaluate their strategy, as it was working at the beginning of this, but unfortunately, Liquid have kind of calmed themselves down. They're not playing as aggressive anymore, and it's not giving away as many free kills to EnVyUs early in the round, so...
Well, really the only round, the gun round that they won by EnVyUs took like a pretty insane play by RBK.
Yeah.
I mean, every other round they lost, it's just RBK, you know, hit some ridiculous shots. Those two, that kill after he killed Elige was like an instant whip, 1 tap onto a guy post after he killed Elige. That normally doesn't really happen, right? So they haven't exactly won rounds in convincing, you know, the round that they won wasn't even in convincing fashion. Like, Liquid's just been great since they've had the gun rounds. Besides the a little bit of a scare when JDM went down with the op in 3v5, they've looked like they've been in complete control.
So just waiting for the unpause to come in. It is apparently a, judging from what the players are saying, and again, we don't know if this is how the admins are confirming it at this point, but they are saying it's a technical pause. So I'm assuming we'll get full information on that in just a moment. So
yeah, they've kept Liquid's economy pretty low. I mean, after Liquid is bought out, they just have 200, 2600, 2400, 1500, and 3250. So it's not like Liquid has 10k each or anything like that. But EnVyUs, you know, you buy here, you're only going to be able to get 2 AKs. Everybody else is going to be down on pistols, or if you want like an up or something like that. I'm not sure if you do. Looks like they are just going to dig up a little bit, just try to, you know, damage their economy a little bit, just see if they can get a few kills. Obviously, they'll go for the round, but, you know, just try to do a little bit of damage, most likely, is what they're thinking.
yeah. I mean, they've gotten relatively close on quite a few of these rounds. It's just that the problem is they lose so many guys at the beginning that they can never fully trade it back. And they usually end up with still like 2 or 3 players alive on Team Liquid that taking them down pretty easily towards the end of it. So XMS is going to try his luck solo on Ivy this time. It's been a big contention point for EnVyUs previously, but this time they're playing more into just a default setup by making noise towards box cells and to a T-Con, and the one guy lurking probably late into Ivy.
Yeah, you know, Liquid actually changed their setup. Before they used to have JDM, he would just play back blue every single round. We're seeing a lot more of an active JDM. He's playing rotator sometimes. Sometimes he's playing back blue. Sometimes he's getting aggressive at Ivy, we saw him get aggressive at upper inner. He's moving around a lot, becoming a much more dynamic player, and that's good for them. That's a change that was needed for their CT side train, because before they just had him statically opping that back blue bomb train every single round.
Well, now EnVyUs is finally going to try their luck to get out into the open. Great response from Scree, but it only lasts for 1 pickup. Elige will immediately trade him, and already most of this offense has fallen apart. Down to just Sixer and Happy, with Happy still yet to get himself into the open. He's still waiting to see if anyone from the Ivy tunnel is now going to try to push out, now that the push itself from Ivy has been killed. At the end of the day, the Sixer does find himself in a little bit of a battle, but Happy will fall first, and it now just leaves Sixer alone with 13 HP to play with. He only has the P250. I think he was running away for a second, but JDM's just going to hit a nice shot to close out on the round anyway. So there's Team Liquid pushing ahead even further, 7-4 now, as EnVyUs should be getting themselves another bye here.
Yeah, so they're going to be fully bought up. Sixer should be able to off if he wants. Assume he will. What do you do here? I think they'll probably go towards an interplay, and that's why he's like thinking about it. They're starting out in a 3-1-1 though. Sixer team mid, RBK taking box hall control, and he's taking it by himself. So it's a tough task to ask someone a lot of the time, just because sometimes you can get caught out with your nades out. You know, you have to dodge that player. Sometimes people just run up straight up the lower ramp and fight you. But he's able to do it successfully.
And so with that control, and work to start to set up their hit. EnVyUs pushing in now. Now RPK is still holding in that block stall's position, so it is going to make it.
Is that JDM spotting lower ramp and he doesn't even know RPK is there either?
Mm-hmm. He may check for it though. He still has something to suspect here. And Twist once again coming out on top over towards Ivy. This time only for 1 kill. However, he dinks Scream before going down, so he's going to end up at 19 HP. And Scream really just trying to get through the cross. Yeah, they are going for the bit of a split pinch here, but Happy might... Oh, Stanislaw doesn't try to fire on that at all. He just lets him go across. The good news is that they should be able to read into the play because of this, so all rotates already on the way. Sixer waiting for the flank from Elige though, so that gets denied pretty handily. The other players trying to push their way back in, but at the moment it's just EnVyUs dominating things. Down to Stanislaw. Finds himself a good angle versus Happy, but it doesn't pay off, and EnVyUs finally shut themselves in with another gun round.
So did... I think JDM smoked the right side so that they could go out Z towards the left, but Sixer gets this kill. He jumps down lower ramp and kills the next guy. Again, Sixer's playing very well.
Ooh, throw smoke as well.
Yeah, Liquid just didn't really know how to respond to that once backside was controlled. They weren't ready for it. They didn't rotate properly at all.
Well, JDM back to his aggressive tendencies, and he immediately impacts this time, finding RPK, putting it down to the 5v4. And he may have the 5v3, but Scream goes in as well. Tries to change up the tides, but is only going to be able to get 1 kill, and then is knocked out by Elige. The attempt to trade it out doesn't really work, and now Twist knows that XMS is trying to lurk his way back in. XMS still legs one player, but fails to pay attention to this backside, where Twist has basically always been positioned. So it actually is a little bit odd that he doesn't try to check for it. Just spur of the moment thing, but he'll go down, leaving only Happy. He's got a nice lurk going towards inner. He'll find JDM with it, and that's the site under his control. The bomb is going to roll in here in just a moment, too. So they've got the plant going. This round is not over just yet. EnVyUs will still have their chance. And Sixer will have himself in a great plant position, too. No Molly to utilize, though, so they're not going to be able to hide back in upper and play the round out that way. But that may actually work in Liquid's favor, as they're going for 2 players potentially on the flank there. And with EnVyUs playing so far, they may not even expect to find Liquid players that far back. Twist also takes down Happy by pushing him through CT, so now there's so much pressure going onto Sixer. And he's going to be in a really odd position to try to play this out, and finds the angle, misses the shot. Now he's stuck in this alleyway, trying to keep himself alive, and a second missed shot will seal his fate as he goes down to Elige, and an 8th round goes into the hands of Team Liquid.
Yeah, I would actually favor EnVyUs there. Happy just losing that duel to Twist, though. That's the nail in the coffin for them, though. Too much to ask of Sixer with that off there. I mean, he still could have won it. He just needed to hit that shot on Twist. Then he could play a 2v1 back there. I think he might have even had an HE grenade. And Elige was at about 12 HP.
Going to reset EnVyUs' losing bonus again.
But that's what I was talking about. When you're taking box hall control by yourself, you saw JDM. He, Fallen is the one who does that pick a lot, or used to. Sometimes Cold does it as well. You just run straight up lower ramp when you have that good spawn, just as fast as you can, and you just kill that player while he jumps down.
And he took a huge advantage upon that one. That helped them to make the closeout a little bit easier. This time EnVyUs back to their old tricks with a heavy focus on Ivy for this round. They did force into it, so they're going to end up with those 2 Tech 9 players on Scream and XMS. But still looking for an entry position over here towards Ivy. They need to counter out Twist, though. He's been such a burden for them over here at Ivy.
Yeah, they've gotten... I mean, the one round they did the 3-1-1 where they got to backside, that worked, but in general, I mean, even that round, I don't really think it was a round that was won in convincing fashion. I think Liquid just didn't respond to it properly.
I don't think they just didn't really realize what was happening until it was too late.
Yeah, they just didn't respond to it well at all.
Well, now they're going to push back in, and again, Twist is just waiting here. Instantly gets that first kill. He's got the second one. They just keep handing these frags to Twist round and round again, and now the attempted interplay. Well, actually, missed shot from Stanislaw. I think the train stopper threw him off when he went up on top of that, so Sixer's going to be able to find a kill there. But now, chasing it through, gets the second one actually on Elige.
Help, too.
That's the one you're not expecting to find, and now Happy has this flank moving on Nitro. He knows another one waiting around the corner for him. Stops it there, though, as they've got outside control. They need to focus on a post-plant. JDM just barely missing that shot on the planter. It's going to let Sixer put it onto the ground, back up into a safe spot, and Twist. This is going to be rough for him, but he lines up. Can't win it out, though. Happy is going to pick up that kill. Everything's on JDM now. He's gotten himself traded out into an M4, and he's gotten the bomb back under his control. But he still has to play in this extremely open position, and ultimately Happy is going to knock him out, giving the round to EnVyUs.
The Happy lurk, man. That was huge. It was also huge that Elige didn't kill Sixer there.
Yeah, Sixer just rushing through the back.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder.
Crazy too, yeah.
Elige almost never misses kills either. He's really consistent.
So with that control exercise, it keeps it close heading into the final round of the half. And Liquid actually gets a pretty bad bye for this last round.
Yeah, that was a gift.
3 umps and the 2 upgraded pistols. Twist, tired of hiding that back haul, tries to play it straight forward this time, but XMS is waiting for him. So easy pickup for the T's to start up 5v4. Trade not going to be found just yet with Happy now moving into the short lane. He eliminates Elige and pretty much kills all the A-side pressure. They're going to try to flank with Stan and JDM back over here in the ladder room, but there is someone waiting down there. RPK is going to have his chance to frag out. There's the 1 pickup. He'll swing back in. He won't find the second player yet. There he is. Just walking down an easy frag to find. Nitro did catch 1 trade back over here in the Ivy Hall, but he's still up against a 1v4 and ultimately put into a pretty much an impossible situation. Now tagged down to 21 HP. Also, so pushing out everyone from EnVyUs should have set up to counter him at this point, so really no situation where he wins that, and RPK finally sinks the bullet that'll close out upon it, and that will give EnVyUs their 7th round to end the half. They come back towards the end of it and keep it extremely close. The second half, folks, is coming up in just a few. We'll get to see if EnVyUs can end it here, or if Liquid is going to push us to a 3rd map.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Lenovo Legion, Xfinity, ESCA, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, Logitech G, and Zowie.
Well, welcome back again, folks. It was Liquid dominating things at the beginning of the half, but unfortunately they allowed for EnVyUs to swing back with a few crucial gun rounds towards the end of it. They brought it up to 7. And of course, we do want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, ESCA. Great place for competitive matchmaking, industry-leading anti-cheat, and 128 tick servers. Daisy, you know a lot about ESCA, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, a lot of time spent on there.
Oh, a lot of time spent on ESCA. A lot of time. But Liquid just kind of gifting up 2 rounds there. I mean, it's a 2v4. Happy has that lurk. Elige misses that kill on Sixer. It allows them to win that round. And then, obviously, puts them on a force buy there. Like, this should be 10-5 Liquid. It should be. And Liquid did look like the better team. Looked like they had a really good CT side train, you know, 10-5 after losing pistol. But they're having, like, these just mistakes where these things happen. I mean, they even should have gifted him another round. Remember when JDM pushed EnVyUs at that 3v5 and that 2v4 retake on Enter? So Liquid kind of their own worst enemy right here, I think.
Yeah. Well, we are going to see how things play out in the gun round here. Everyone keeping it together to move into the box halls and probably just going to end up with a straight B hit. They are set up to defend this, though. And Happy's, I think, is just going to play this patiently, looking to punish anyone that pushes into him. They had someone, I think JDM tried to play to that same spot back on the first pistol round. And, well, similarly to that last pistol round, the CT in that position ends up losing it. So he'll go down. He does do some damage to Stan and Elige before he ends up getting knocked back out. But still, that is a man advantage to Team Liquid, which is quickly going to go away as they move into this site. 2-for-1 trades as Scream also picks up a kill, trying to back up, but he's inside of a molly, down at 14 HP, but he still gets one more on the kill counter before being eliminated by Stanislaw. Down to a 2v2 now. Tees do not currently have a molly to hold in that back area, so they will need to re-peek out if they want to clutch this out. Both the CTs here in the site, and the smoke will go down over top of the bomb. So that Sixer, if he wants to, can go in to drop on that defuse, but it's a little bit miscoordinated at the moment from EnVyUs, so causing some issues as XMS is brought down to just 7 HP's one tappable, and his teammate just trying to waste time. They eliminate XMS, all of a sudden everything is sitting on Sixer, and he'll jump in there, go for the defuse, but it's not going to happen. Stanislaw locks onto it, eliminates him, and Team Liquid do get to claim the second half pistol.
Yeah, that was just really bad cover, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie, man. If Sixer just goes middle bomb there after that smoke goes down, he's just gonna have a much better chance of killing those players at upper. Like, you have the smoke down, you have a kit. Just got to get in a better spot. You get middle bomb there. That's where you want to be.
And Liquid are going to waste no time with execution here in their second round, but Scream, XMS actually gets that kill. So nicely found, but Scream, I think, doing most of the damage on it. Sixers almost racked up another one as well, and Scream does finally pick up his first kill as they move back in. Elige trades those frags back, and Nitro picking up a third. Chaos does go away, and Liquid take back control, but we could find ourselves in another chaotic situation in a moment here. As XMS trying to flank into it, but good read from Stan. He does counter that back out, leaving just Happy alone in a 1v3. He knows where some of these guys are focused, but a great headshot from Elige stops the potential 1v3 clutch and gives the round to Team Liquid.
Yeah, Nitro able to stay alive with 4 HP in hell there. Very fortunate for Liquid. Elige getting those 2 kills around Sandwich as well was very big. Close round, though. That looked like it was going to go EnVyUs' way as soon as it was 3v5 and Nitro had 4 HP. Almost a 2v5.
Yeah, so now we'll be in the full save for EnVyUs. P250 for XMS, and Happy just buying a Zeus, which I'm going to guess won't end up being used, but who knows. Liquid's already taking out these players relatively quickly. Breaking it down in a moment here, probably to just 2 left alive. JDM and Nitro picking up those frags. Sixer did trade out twists in the process, but these last 2 really aren't in positions where they can impact to any degree. So we can expect... Oh, actually, RPK does sneak one in there. So a nicely shot from Z.
Scream is hitting the most ridiculous shots. I mean, like, they are absurd shots that he is hitting. Like, he had a USB and just double dinked the player instantly to, like, 3 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly.
That's Scream.
Yeah, but, I mean...
That's like a usual day for him.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said before, these last 2, really just hoping to find a kill or 2. And Happy, more than anything, probably just really wants to use that Molly, or that Zeus. But...
I mean, we didn't even talk about the CT pistol rotor that he had. Like, those kills were ridiculous to even put them in a situation where they could be in a 2v2. I don't know, man. He's just on another level right now.
That was similar to what we saw from Stan back on the second half pistol on the last map, where it was like he got mollied off behind him and he just had to go in there and take the battle, and he still got like 2 more kills before he got knocked out.
He got 3. There was one before and he got 3.
That's right, yeah.
And then Sixer was at the Rock, I believe. Ended up closing it out.
So full investment finally on the table for EnVyUs. Sixer back onto the op. They managed to get M4s for everyone except for XMS, who does buy down to a FAMAS to add a little bit of extra utility. Early Molly going into the ladder room.
That Molly, I just don't understand. I don't know why anybody throws that. I don't get it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it. Why they throw a Molly like directly below the ladder. If I'm a CT, I'm like, all right, are you going to jump down in this? I don't understand.
Does it?
Do you think I'm going to go up the ladder? I'm not.
I mean, if you're going like fast into the site, maybe it stops the flank or something like that, but they didn't go into the site after that, so it, yeah, kills that theory.
But a lot of teams do it. A lot of people do it. I just don't understand it. I just don't. Tweet me if you guys can give me an explanation.
Maybe the analysts. Anyway, Team Liquid moving into the site now to start off their entry. RPK first at the bat. There was a great flashbang to try and buy RPK a little bit more time, and in fact, he does capitalize on it with a second kill. Problem is, though, they're losing players left and right. Sixer bouncing back, though, keeps the advantage in the favor of EnVyUs, and nobody is watching that ramp flank. So XMS walks right up, killing Nitro and leaving just Stan alive. But Stan, it's the instant kill into XMS, and he almost finds a second here. Unfortunately, peeks into the open lane, where Sixer is going to take him out, and EnVyUs will claim the first gun round.
Yeah, just an insane rotate by them. They had all 5 players on that. XMS, I believe, went up the ladder. Might have even went up with a teammate, not sure. Scream flanked as well, right?
Yeah.
But they just had like all 5 players there pretty much immediately.
And RPK with this really good pull here too. I thought he went down after the first kill, but this flashbang that went further back, he was able to keep himself alive for a few extra seconds and pick up the second one before he got traded.
Yeah, just the brute force strat. I mean, you just kind of jump down lower, try to get your opper posted up towards Z and whatnot, and see if you can win the round that way.
And also, as a side note, that Molly did literally nothing to stop the flank, as they did still just rush right up and kill both of them in the site anyway. So,
what a nade, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Scream took some damage too. I'm not sure if he got shot at or naded. Wasn't paying that much attention. That was a good nade on Stan.
Liquid just going to take themselves into a default for this round, spreading up 2-1-2 across the map. In a moment, I think they're actually just going to give up wholly on Ivy pressure, however, and swing pretty much everyone back over to the T-Con and basically just go for a 3-2 split into the A-bomb site, unless these guys go halls. But I don't think that's the route they're taking. Still a minute left on the clock, though, so plenty of time for Liquid to set up here. But here's the good thing. Even though... Oh, what? Right. Oh my god, he almost got the second one, too. What was that? JDM through the wall, just takes out Scream. Out of absolutely nowhere that happened. So nice in. I was about to say, these positions from EnVyUs are great. They could just counter out the three-man push that was about to come in from T-Con, but goodbye to that. Great pop flash as well from Stan as he moves in, taking down XMS. Beautiful stuff so far from Team Liquid, but EnVyUs still looking for an opportunity to hold this back off now. With Sixer's trade on Stanislaw, it's caused delay on the Liquid hit. They're stuck behind those smokes. They can still use that position to plant, but they're losing even more players now. RPK claiming another one, and oh, Sixer! Oh, Elish had so much advance notice, but he wanted that bomb on the ground, and now, not only has he lost Elish, but they've lost Nitro as well. Everything's down to Twist in this 1v3. He's claimed one kill already. Just has to eliminate both the oppers here, and he could win it out, but no, he walks into the open. Happy claims the last kill, and it's another round for EnVyUs.
Yeah, but, I mean, Liquid should win that round. They just took so long to plant the bomb. I mean, it's, what was that, 3v4? They have all three site smokes up. The bomb just took forever. By the time he planted, the smokes were gone, and Sixer gets a free kill on him. I don't know. And the reason that was even possible for Jaden to get that kill, though, is because obviously they flashed team mid and whatnot to push. That's why they were so ready for it. That's why they were looking there. So, I mean, yeah, it's a nice wallbang and everything, but it just took way too long to get the bomb down. It's like these little mistakes that Liquid are making are stopping them from, you know, they stop them from winning Cobble, right? If they don't lose that 2v4, you know, they probably win that game. If they just hold when they have three players in a site, like Scream running out middle, killing both players as they're close CT mid, like these little mistakes by Liquid are just adding up.
Sixer has already taken down one player too, as Liquid basically just ended up with upgraded pistols for this round. Stanislaw dead on the ground on the approach towards Ivy. The remaining four trying to work together, probably with a very similar strategy that they had on the last round here, but they're going to be denied of the pressure in ladder room here, as they've got a two-man stack from EnVyUs to hold this. And they've even got, I believe it's XMS out by E-Box to defend and watch for the T-Con push too. So EnVyUs is going to be right here, ready to fight when Liquid does go for this push. And there's XMS with the hold. Scream kills the player going down inside of drop, gets back, falls back to get the second pickup against Elige. And now it is just Twist left alone here. If he can take down Scream, he can buy himself a little bit of real estate, but ultimately, yeah, he's completely surrounded. There's nowhere to go, and EnVyUs pick up another round. They're just one away from the tie now.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, you favor EnVyUs in this game, right? 11-10 CT side on Train. They're going to be able to buy next round even if it was this one. But I thought Liquid has been playing pretty well. I just think, and even like strategically and their positioning and whatnot seems better, in my opinion, than EnVyUs. But the individual play by three players in particular, one who you generally don't think of as being like an all-star in Sixer, just Scream, Sixer, and to a lesser extent RPK have just had like huge individual plays and rounds, just constantly, in order to put them in this situation where they should win this game and win the series.
Sixer will have another attempt to frag out here, but he loses it to JDM. I was thinking they would do the run jump for a second, but JDM just goes in the dumpster and slow peeks it after the flash even misses as well. Sixer had every chance to be ready to respond to that one, but missed the shot, and so he'll go down first, giving Liquid the advantage to start off this round. Be split up, however, for Liquid in a very, very similar fashion to what we've been seeing for the last like 2 or 3 rounds now.
Yeah, there's a few ways you could push that upper back. You could jump over them, you know, doing the run boost. You could flash and then peek. You could do what they did, where they just kind of jiggle and then challenge them right away.
Liege also still waiting back here, trying to make sure that XMS won't go for that early challenge from the bottom of the ladder room. definitely not going to be the case. In a very patient position right now, but he still is currently the only one really that can defend the initial push. They've got Scream further back outside of Ivy, but he's probably going to need to reposition to really frag out against this whole push at all. He eats that flashbang. They drop down. No way he's picking up any response kill in there. That's now XMS dead with no response. Didn't even get full intel either. Scream trading 1 kill back, but they're behind the smoke, and he tries to push through, but Nitro immediately headshots him. Nicely found from Nitro. They're making sure there's no room for a comeback at all for EnVyUs here. And even though Happy trades that kill on the stand, he's now alone with the 1v3 in front of him. He's going to go for this defuse, though. He pops with the flashbang, but it doesn't work as the smoke fades away and Nitro spots it.
I would have went crazy if that worked.
He made the best attempt at it too, even though the flashbang to try and
that was
the
sick.
noise.
That was actually sick. Yeah, that was smart.
What a pause is going to get called actually from Stanislaus' perspective there, so it's Liquid calling for this pause currently.
XMS playing the ladder very differently than we see most people play though. You know, he's kind of aiming like far up. He's playing really, really close up. Usually you play in the middle of it, or you play basically at the end of it, and then you could like dart in and out. Of course, in that situation, you're going to play inside of it, but usually play in the middle and just kind of aim there, and then
just
obviously
drop and line up the headshot angle.
Yeah, and you know you could hear the flashbang come if they underhand it or whatever. Sometimes you die if you know they just come down like that. But he just caught a flash to the face. That's usually not how you die. Usually you die because they either just drop down like 2 at once and they hit a shot in the air or something like that, or because they throw a flash behind them and kind of drop down with it. But he's kind of just like running up there. I don't know. Just watch how Phelps plays it, man. That guy's a beast in the ladder.
So, with EnVyUs having to force into this next round here, they are going to end up with quite a few sacrifices being made. It's a really odd buy at the end of the day.
But they have the double op though. So if these guys could just make it 4v5, maybe make it a little bit easier on their teammates here.
The setup originally was actually a little bit odd there. For the first couple seconds, they had RPK solo holding inner with a P250, but that's changed a little bit. Now they also have Happy here, but he's the glass cannon opper, so he's not going to be too strong in his ability to actually stay alive in this fight either.
I like their setup a lot though. They have Sixer watching team mid. They have Scream inside ladder. Sixer's opping inside team mid. It's a very strong op spot. They're going to kind of give up Ivy a bit, but it's going to. You got to have some type of a weak point, right, when you just have 2 pistols. So you kind of give that up, but you're strong everywhere else. Scream's inside team mid now, leaves ladder. Still have 2 towards inner.
For now, that's the decision to leave Ivy open. It's turned out to be a pretty smart read, too. It's the first time in a while, Liquid's actually just completely ignoring it.
Well, the thing is, he has a Molotov, and most likely, if people are going to come out Ivy, they're going to throw nades, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to throw that molly, and it's going to give time for Scream and Sixer to reposition.
So Liquid getting ready to start.
This is such a strong setup.
And Scream setting himself up, but RPK falls first. Scream doesn't get anything done either. They're piercing through it. Sixer with the first trade, but he's going to get pushed on. He could pull out his pistol, actually. He's got quite a few of these players low. And even though XMS finds another kill, he's got a second one as well. Now he's got the up in hand. Happy finding another kill just like that. It was looking good for Team Liquid, but now it's all on JDM alone. He's found the kill into XMS, though, so he brings it down to a 1v1. Happy still holding the old bomb tunnel. Is going to give time for JDM to go back, pick up the bomb, and go for the plant. But he's very low on time. And Happy may realize this and just try to go in and deny this, as he might know he's sticking it. He won't go for the kill just yet, but he moves up very, very close. And oh my goodness, Happy didn't even see JDM! So he gets the free kill, and Liquid steal the round. 13-10, they keep their lead going.
Just an insane clutch by JDM. 2v1, XMS still alive and sandwiched. It's a nice shot on him. That was just a ridiculous shot onto Happy. Happy must not have known he was dinked.
We'll see that again. He pushes up. Seems to look right at him. Oh, and he actually misses the shot from Happy. It looked like he took a shot there. So with that missed opportunity, it gives JDM what he needs to close out upon it. And off of that, it'll be breaking Team EnVyUs.
Yeah, Sixer, I mean, he's been great, but that's I'm pretty sure he missed that first kill when Scream was turned around. If he hits that shot, Scream gets the other one, then he could probably re-peek, get the other one. Like the round's gonna go in that favor almost every time. That's such a strong setup that they had. I'm surprised they didn't win that round.
Yeah, the first few gate players, the first guys in the site, just fall so quickly with no responses. So I think it gets out of hand a little bit too quickly for them to manage. And well, that last round, they don't even come close. They pretty much just get bulldozed by Liquid. So that's going to put them up to an easy 14 rounds. Looking great now for Liquid to try and take train and send this over to Nuke. But EnVyUs will still have at least this last round with a full buy potential. Limited on utility, but they do have 5 rifles. early on, Liquid is just going to send 3 straight to the box halls. Inner's been really underutilized by Liquid, and it's going to stay that way, as Liquid is just forcing the issue, trying to go fast outside, through mollies and everything. Scream in a great spot, but sprays far too early, gives away his position, and Twist will be able to capitalize upon that. The Legion hitting some nice shots, and Stanislaw with a molly on the floor, able to burn out XMS. Just 3 alive for the CT side, most of which behind smokes, are having to brute force their way back in, but it's actually working for them. 3 kills all of a sudden out of nowhere for EnVyUs, leaving just Stanislaw and JDM in this fight, but Stan with a monster flank moving in. He wants to secure at least a second player before he fires off, but does have to suffice with just going for RPK. Still a big kill, though, and it's evened out the scoreline down to another 2v2. JDM also looks for a pickup here, but he's having to look every which way. Make sure he stays safe, retrieves that bomb, and can land it on the ground as his teammate's pretty disconnected from his current position, lurking around towards Inner, as they may actually look to that as an option for the potential plant. Since JDM...
I mean, yeah, he has to figure something out. He's going to go through Z, I guess, and Stan can clear from the other side. So they're going to end up at Inner here. Happy above the ladder, though. He might be able to lurk and get kills. This is a strange way to win the round, because JDM was kind of out on an island, just like he had to watch everything, right? He just had to hope they didn't push him at all. Luckily for him, they didn't. But look at Happy. He's reading into this.
He's already moving back over there towards steps. He should have been able to hear the plant sound, so he's going to move in. He's got to be careful, though. We may not want to go directly for this retake right from the start, because he would have to deal with it. But false sense of security from JDM, but he's still ready to hit that shot against Happy. Finds him there, and now Sixer is going to make the decision to fall back and save from the looks of things, as they will give Team Liquid their 15th round. Yeah,
JDM just, I mean, he's come alive in the past few rounds. He's been the MVP of Liquid there. I'm pretty sure Stan probably saw Happy's shoulder when he peeked towards lower ramp while Happy was crossing Pop Dog. Kind of gave JDM the heads up that he was coming. But JDM hitting some really nice shots here, closing out rounds for Liquid, and it was looking really good for EnVyUs. I thought they were going to take this once the conflict turned out the way it was, but then they lost that round when it was, what was it, 10 to 11, I think.
Yeah. So pause being used from EnVyUs, I'm assuming, as they need to figure out what they can try to scrap together and what kind of strat they can actually try to use on what might end up being the last round of this map.
I mean, that round shouldn't have been that close, though. It started out 3v5. And that's the second time where they have, like, all of outside, basically. And they're just not able to, like, get to the bomb site and plant the bomb cleanly at all.
Yeah, and it's like most of the players from EnVyUs were pretty much pushed to the site too. 2 of them were behind a smoke at Z.
Yeah, there's 2 inside Z and 1 backlands, right? Like that.
Somehow they made like 3 kills happen with it. So that's pretty bad positions.
Happen. Yeah, it just should not happen. At that state, you're basically full retake. Liquid having trouble is just getting the bomb down in rounds that they should win really easily and cleanly. Luckily for them, they played the 2v2 like brilliantly between Stan and JDM. But you know, just even giving EnVyUs a chance to win that round, like, shouldn't happen.
Yeah. If they close out here, they won't have to worry about that situation too much, but they are still kind of buying against the brink here. And Team EnVyUs, well, if they can somehow upset, they may have a somewhat easier path to get back up to 15 rounds themselves. They'll need to run 5 straight to be able to accomplish that. Team Liquid only needing this last round to close out and send us over to Nuke for our closing map.
We've seen way more FAMASs this tournament.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, way more. I haven't seen a FAMAS in a while, and we have seen so many FAMASs.
At least not by choice, anyhow, when they've been faced with either one. Seems like they're going back over to the rifles, but Liquid originally was looking like they were going to be pretty straightforward with this creep over towards Ivy. They already sent players like past the server and everything, but they fall back a few seconds later with the smoke being reapplied, and now it's just an open alleyway that they could try to challenge if they want to. But not seeming too keen on that just yet, as they are getting ready to prep their mollies and smoke so they can slowly wiggle their way out. The same will be said of the TCon players. XMS trying to smoke off a ladder to prevent an easy push from coming in that direction, but his focus is on the wrong part of the site. Sixer getting flashed out from his position, and Scream also falling down. Now just leaving these 3 in the fight. JDM even finding Sixer when he finally pushes out from that smoke in the Ivy lane. It's all gone down for EnVyUs, and it's just Happy left alive as JDM hits a nice final shot. Team Liquid will respond with the second map victory, and they take it 16-10, which will send us over to a third and final map in this set on Nuke.
Yeah, Liquid, you know, looking a little shaky there on that T side after they went up for a bit. I thought EnVyUs was going to come back there and have a really good comeback. It looked like they were primed for it. But then just a couple misplays by EnVyUs, especially when they had that team mid set up. When Scream was on the right side and Sixer was opping, close red train, I thought they were going to win that round. Like that's one of the strongest setups you can have. But just one missed op shot is really all it takes. And Liquid end up closing it out, even though they are having a little bit of troubles. Like there's times where I see Liquid and I'm just like, come on, guys, like you guys have it right there. You should win the round so easily. And then it just gets kind of crazy.
All right, we're going to let the analysts take it from here as they break down map number 2.
Yes, thank you guys. Welcome back to the Xfinity Analyst Desk. Team Liquid tie up the series 1-1 with a 16-10 win on Train over Team EnVyUs. We mentioned Cobble might be a map where Lige has to show up. Well, he showed up big here. 23 kills for him. JDM as well. Massive impact in this game. 22 kills in total. Normally, you kind of get that feeling still that Liquid's going to have trouble closing something out, right? But, I mean, this time they just kind of outlast Envy.
I think they were a bit helped by EnVyUs there, especially in the second half. Some questionable decisions, and Liquid probably winning some rounds that they really shouldn't. But, yeah, I agree that for me, it was really JDM who was the main player for Liquid because he executed his role almost to perfection, and then some. He was able to time and time again find openings for his team, and even though he had a couple of questionable rounds, like pushing Ivy through a smoke against Pistols, I think that was just a bad read, them expecting Envy to have a full buy and then just getting surprised. But yeah, I think in the end it was a sloppier game than what we saw on Cobblestone.
Yeah, I think the Ivy pressure from them on their CT side was really good, right? Because that's where the EnVyUs guys wanted to go time and time again, and they were very stubborn about it, and eventually it paid off for them. They were able to get out with a couple of cool strategies. They did an inside split that worked out quite nicely. But it got to the point where Liquid started to make the right play. They turtled up. They went close team mid and popped with 1 or 2 players just to get information, knowing no one was there, and then have a crossfire once they got out of Ivy, right? Letting them into those other choke points. But Happy is like a weed, right? This guy, he will find a crack and he will grow in it, and he's going to give you a really rough time because even though it looked like Liquid were in control of certain rounds, Happy would sweep in, get so much map territory, make things super uncomfortable, find a kill on the rotation, and give them the map advantage.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, I like the weed analogy. Either way, Yeko, I know you have a replay you wanted to address for us.
Well, it actually adds well to Chad's point, and I think if Happy is the weed, then maybe Lige is the water that helps him grow. Does that work?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
you'll see it. Yeah. You'll see it. We can switch to the teletrader. So, as Chad was pointing out, a lot of Ivy pressure. This is one of those cool inside splits that they do. You have 3 players towards Ivy. Their mission is basically to go towards the B bomb site. You see Sixer and RPK there towards inner, and they obviously are going to split that bomb site with their teammates. The difference was first time around when they did it, the bomb was with the players in Ivy, and also Sixer was in the same position. He killed Elige, who was trying to flank him through pop, and then got a kill through the smoke on JDM. So now we can play it a little bit so you can see the difference this time around is Twists actually from his position will be able to get 2 great kills, Stanislaw as well long range with the AWP. So for a brief time it's a 5v2 situation. It is going to be like, I think Stanislaw is going to die here, as you can see. Now we can pause it again. Elige, for some reason, in a 4v2 situation, decides to push pop again. That's what he was punished for in the previous round that Liquid lost to this same execute. And you can see Happy doing what he does best from his position in Ivy. He actually goes towards connector and wants to go for a very, very long flank. Now, at this point, you can see what's going on. There's no remaining players on the A bomb site for Team Liquid. With that death from Elige, they lose all pressure. Happy knows that. He gives the call to Sixer to go back. Now we can play it out again. You can see how Happy, knowing that he still needs to make a play, despite them being in a 2v3 and having the bomb site, he pushes connector, gets 1 kill, sees JDM, falls back, knowing that his team has the advantage now. From that point on, they're just going to get the bomb down and play really well in a, a 2v2 situation, which started off as a 2v5. Initially was a 2v4 basically.
Happy doing what he does best is flanking and finding the ability to allow his teammate to rotate to open areas. This time we see a better T-side out of Team Liquid. We talked about a Na'Vi, they got 0 rounds.
They had a good T-side on Cobble, right? And here they had a good game plan again. They were meticulous. Yep. But the thing that I think was interesting for them was they can't just get away with map territory simply. They had to brawl a little bit more. It's just they had a lot of success with their game plan, and I think they...
Well, JDM does a good job getting a couple opening picks. I mean, he had multiple opening picks of the round, giving Liquid 5-on-4 advantages. But from there, sometimes you can get stuck.
I think also teams like who have a set team game leader like Stanislaw, you can see how they're, and a good coach like Zeus, you can see how they're very comfortable on the T side because you feel like it's very well practice, right? They have the confidence. Everyone knows what they're doing. They have the routine on these maps because it's actually the maps they play. It's on the city sides where you need to think on the fly a little bit. Players need to adjust individually. They need to communicate very, very well with each other in like duos and trios on the bomb side. That's where maybe they get a bit confused. You know, they lose that coordination that they have on the T side. So I feel like Liquid is always going to have a good enough T side, no matter the map. Even if the map is city side like Train or Nuke, which will be the last map, it's on the city side where they actually are going to struggle a little bit to get the necessary rounds.
And that's probably where Stan needs to step up and make reads and calls and kind of I guess, dictate how his teammates are going to play situations. Just to build on those executes they had on that T side just a little bit more. But if you bait out CT economy, right, or CT utility, if you bait it out, they don't have a lot, and then you can execute onto the bomb sites. That means time and time again, you're likely to get the bomb down, even if you lose the rounds, which I think happened 3 rounds in a row. They got the bomb down, but lost those rounds. But it just kept EnVyUs' economy on tilt. And as soon as they won a round, it forced them onto eco, and then they were in control and were able to run away with a few more rounds. Yeah,
back of a good T side on Train gets Team Liquid the tying score, 1-1 in the series. Next map is going to be Nuke. It's going to be the final map of these quarterfinals. The winner goes on to the stage in the Verizon Theater in Dallas. Stay tuned.